Hi, I am Dr. Charlita Jones, and I am here to tell you 5 ways in order to have a fun and fulfilling relationship with your children. So, I have 4 wonderful children. I have an eldest son, an eldest daughter, have a younger daughter, and I have a younger son. And my eldest daughter and my younger daughter are twins. And so I have eldest daughter that live in one location, and then my younger daughter and we live in another location, and we're roommates. And I love her so much. And so, if you want to know 5 ways that you can have a good relationship with your children, um, from raising them while they're young into young adolescents, into those just wonderful teenage years, into their young adults, into full grown adults, and how to be self sufficient and be able to embrace them, then this video is for you. So, the very first thing in wisdom that I received when I was a young mother, and being able to not just raise your children just to get them to exit and leave the home. You want to raise your children in order to be self sufficient adults. And so at the time in my early 20s, I had my first set of twins at 19. I did not have the slightest idea what self sufficient meant. So I looked it up and I learned what the meaning was. And it's just not raising your children just to get them out the house, but it's raising them to be able to get out the house. But somewhere in the future, you guys have a loving and a strong relationship where they are very proficient and efficient in being able to maintain and take care of themselves. And not only that, to be able to live in overflow where they can possibly be able to bless and just be there for you as a parent. And so that's the very first thing. Learn ways in order to raise your children and be able to bridge and net with them in order to teach them and show them how to have a self-sufficient lifestyle. Number two, if you want to know how you can have a wonderful and amazing relationship with your children while you're raising them, whether you're doing it as a single mom or a two-parent home, raise them in a community, raise them around family, raise them around a church community, raise them in an environment where there's a lot of care and there's a lot of love. And so for my children, they received that. I kept them in safe environments. I kept them in loving environments, and then I taught them how to maintain relationships with loving people. So that's so important with children as they're developing, into being young adults and then full grown adults where they're able to be self sufficient and take care of themselves. The third thing you want to do is while you are a parent and you have your children, build your life around your kids. So I do understand as parents, we have our own lives, and that's understandable. It's okay to have parent time or me time. And when you're husband and wife, you have that date time and y'all time. But build your life around your children. I had a wonderful lady in one of my entrepreneurial adventures. And something that she taught me with her and her husband, with her 2 boys, is that they built their entire life around their 2 boys. And so if they have house parties, if they have engagements, whatever they did, their church life, their self-employment business life, they included their sons. And so in their latter years, their sons was always been had have been there for them. So build everything about your life, church, your job, your friendships, build it all around and make it a safe place and a safe environment where your children are involved. The very next thing, which is number 4, is understand kids are adults too. So they have feelings, they have emotions, and they have things they want to talk about also. So remember to sit down and schedule time on your calendar and schedule a specific time during the week. And I used to call it, for us, it was Thursday night table talk time. And so Thursday night table talk time, we'll come together and we would sit. And that would be my time as the parent to sit and listen to my children for all their concerns, the things they wanted me to mature and grow in, and how to better respond and to treat them. Because we have to remember that kids, they have an opinion too. They have things they want to say. And there's a time and there is a moment for everything for kids to be able to voice their opinion or have things to say back. But it can be done respectfully. And so in my home, it was do as I say and say as I do. I had that rule. I paid the bills. And so, yeah, I was the adult. And at that time, I was the single mom. And so, yes, I was that kind of mom. But I also understand And I also realized that my children had their adults too. So we had that table talk. I scheduled it, and it was consistent because I cared about what they thought. I cared where they were emotionally, physically, in their well-being, for their time as adolescents, as young adults. And then the last thing, when you really put your kids number one, and when you really are involved in their life, be in their extracurricular activities is so important. Understand that when you put in the work, when you're there, understand that when you walk that walk and you talk that talk with your children, and you make them feel important, you give them a space of consistency and security, maybe you'll come home too, and you'll have bags of potato chips because your daughter knows how much you love potato chips. So I am just ecstatic and so happy that I have such a wonderful relationship with my children. But my daughter knows that I love potato chips. I love potato chips. And I walk downstairs, and on the stairways there I had all the potato chips that I can enjoy until I eat them all up. So I just want to tell you that it's very fascinating to be able to have wonderful children that you can love, that you can enjoy, and being able to grow old and age with. And of course, I try not to be a busy body mom in their adult life, but it's just great and very wonderful and very fabulous to know that when you put your children first in everything that you do, and you know that children are a blessing from the Lord, in the long run and in the end, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I am Dr. Charlita Jones, and I'm just here to share just 5 top things that goes on in life from my wisdom to you, and hope that you can incorporate them and that you will be blessed. Again, remember those 5 top things in order for you to have a successful and a good life with your children.